What should I invest in and how can I get started? This is a question I hear a lot, whether it's from people in and around my neighborhood, conversations that I have. I'm also a part-time professor at a local college, so a lot of the college students will ask me this, and sometimes my clients will ask me this as well. So what should you invest in and how can you get started? Now, a lot of you in my first video noticed that, I had my Post-its with my notes, and I really I've always loved Post-its, and now they have them in every color and shade and size and all that jazz, so they make it really, really fun. Probably one of the best inventions ever. So this is a perfect example. There's a company that makes these Post-it notes, and if you just Google Post-it notes, you will find the company that makes them, and I don't want to mention it because I don't want to necessarily encourage one company over another. This video is just to explain my experiences and my opinions, but my opinions nor the companies that I mention are any kind of recommendation or reflection on anybody else that I work with. Okay, standard disclaimer. Now, these Post-it notes. The company that makes these Post-it notes, I own some shares of them. They also do a ton of other things that are even medical grade and medical quality types of supplies. So they have used the stickiness from these Post-it notes and the engineering and the science behind their team and branched out and made other products. Now, if you think about the everyday things that you use, maybe it's Post-it notes, maybe it's tea, maybe it's the bank that you go to, maybe it's the food that you buy, whatever that may be. Maybe it's the toilet paper that you buy, or maybe it's the pens and the paper that you use, any material. Maybe it's a store that you go to. If you do something like Shopify, they're public. So those are the things that I recommend getting started with. Look around at your favorite things and see, who's the company that makes it and are they public? That's probably the best way to get started. Why? Because it's relevant to you. Every time I go into my local dollar store, we have a Dollarama here in Toronto, but I know when I go to the US, there's also a Dollar Tree. There's different stores that are basically dollar stores. Every time I go into a Dollarama, because I own some shares of it, and I get dividends, in other words, the company shares the profits and pays me out in a form called dividends, so I get a bit of money every so often from the company. And every time I walk into a Dollarama, I know that the money that they paid me is what I can use to spend at the dollar store. Now, you can't be going every week, right? It's like going to a Costco. I go for one thing and suddenly I got a whole cart full of things to take home. But if you think about the things that you use often and what companies make them, and if they're public, then you feel a little bit closer to your investments. They're more relatable. They're more interesting to you because now you want to know, what's that company doing? How are they making money off the very products that you buy and use? So that's a couple ways to look at it. But primarily, look at what you use regularly. Look at what you enjoy. Shampoo, toothpaste, some necessary items, whether it's sanitary napkins or makeup. I happen to know that I looked into to see if I could invest in L'Oreal directly because they're such a huge and consistent company. And the only way that I could invest in them was not through stock because they had a European currency, but through a mutual fund, which is a basket of stocks. And so, but still, I am now invested in that. You can look at things like your entertainment company, your subscription company, whatever that may be, whether it's music or movies or TV video. Those are usually public as well, and they do quite well. And so look at those. Now, if you really want to get started risk-free, usually at your local bank, they should have a practice account. And that will allow you to, first of all, take any of the risks that you want to without any risks to you. Because it's a practice account, it's not real money that you are utilizing, but you are getting a couple benefits out of this. One, you get to learn how to do a purchase of a stock, how to sell a stock, how the buttons work, what are the questions that are asked, And then you get to experience the whole thing of like, how much is this share? How does that work? If I have this much money, how many shares can I buy? Is there a fee, a trading fee? And so basically you get to have experience with the interface of a practice investment account, if that's something that you're interested in. And you may not want to manage your own investments, and that's fine. I highly recommend having a experienced financial planner help you out with that. But in the event that you kind of want to know what it's like, there is no risk to using a practice account and trying things out. They usually also offer tools like research and analytics and things that you would normally do when you're trying to figure out if this is the kind of company that you want to invest in, and maybe when you want to invest in them. How much are their shares worth? In other words, how much is it going to cost you to buy a certain number of shares, and so on. And so this is what I would recommend. This has been a really short video, but this is what I wanted to share. And I hope that you enjoy this. Feel free to subscribe for my other videos as well. And also type something in the comments section about, have you tried a practice account, or what around your environment, your everyday things that you use, have you invested in, and what was that experience like for you? I'll see you in the next one. Take care.